Well, good morning and welcome to a relatively simple tutorial this morning. It's with regards to file loading. So once you've got, say for example, a style or maybe a voice that you've loaded in via expansion pack, how do you find them? That's the big question, because a lot of people will say, well, I've loaded an expansion pack in, but there's nothing there. It's not there. Well, it is 99% of the time. But the problem is you don't know where you're going to actually access that voice. Many people, if they've loaded an expansion pack, will go and look in style for some bizarre reason and go to user and expansion, and you will see the pack, you will see the file name, but you won't actually see the contents. And that's because you can't load them in via style. So depending on the file type, you have to go in and access them from the correct area. So for voices, for example, you have to go into one of the voice options. So for example, if I wanted to go into write 1, press write 1. If I go to user expansion, I can see those folders again. However, now if I go in, because I'm in the right category to play them, they show. So the symphony voice is that accessible and it's there. However, if I'd have gone into style and tried to do the same thing, I would be able to see, as you can see on the screen, I would be able to see the folders, but when I go in, the content doesn't show because you can't call it up from that particular area. However, if I did want to load a style, a user style, I can click on the orange bar where it says style, go to user, go to expansion. I can call them up if there's an expansion pack with styles. However, if I go to my user area, you can see them and I can call them up and they will play. And that's all it is. It's finding the right location to load the content. And again, same thing with MIDI files and audio files. If you want to play them, the middle bar in the section in the middle, Song A and Song B, choose Song A. They will show your files if you have any loaded. If I go to MIDI, I can see I've got a file there. There's a little toggle switch at the top, which is for audio. So if I've got a WAV file, then if I tap that, it will show. Of course, there's nothing there. And if I've got MIDI, I simply press the little button again, and it will go to the MIDI file, which is there. I can load it and I can then play it. So it's all about calling up the right content in the right category. So if you're finding yourselves getting frustrated with expansion voices and it says completed when you load the pack and you can see the folder but you can't see the voices, that's purely down to the fact that you're in the wrong category. You should be in one of the voice selection areas. So if you want to choose write 1 or write 2, go to user again, expansion, epic strings. Now the voice shows and I can pick a voice and play it and it will play. Simple as that. Very easy tip, very quick tutorial, but it is all about finding the right area to load the correct things. So if you're going to load voices, you must always go into the blue bar and put the voice in there and they will show. If it's a style, you must always use the orange bar for style. Okay, until next time, nice and sweet this morning, but until next time, I'll say fond farewell and see you soon. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed already, please click subscribe and click the bell and then you'll get more of these little tutorials as well. Okay, take care guys. Bye-bye.